The Four Noble Truths are a central teaching in Buddhism. They were first outlined by Siddhartha Gautama, who is also known as the Buddha, in his first sermon after achieving enlightenment. The Four Noble Truths are as follows: 1. Life is suffering. 2. Suffering is caused by attachment. 3. Suffering can be ended by detachment. And 4. There is a path to detachment, which is known as the Eightfold Path. These truths are meant to be a practical guide to understanding the human condition and achieving liberation from it. The first truth, that life is suffering, is often misunderstood to mean that life is always bad. However, the Buddha taught that suffering is a fundamental part of life, and that it is not limited to pain or hardship. Suffering also includes the basic unsatisfactoriness of life, such as the impermanence of all things and the fact that nothing in life is ever completely perfect or completely satisfying. The Buddha also taught that the causes of suffering are both external and internal. The external causes of suffering are generally understood to be negative actions, such as stealing, killing, and committing adultery. However, the internal causes of suffering are a mixture of our own desires and attachments, as well as the delusions that prevent us from seeing the true nature of reality. The Buddha taught that the root of all suffering is ignorance, which is the inability to see the interconnectedness of all things. When we are able to understand this interconnectedness, we are able to break free from our attachments and delusions and come to see life as it truly is. This understanding is known as enlightenment, and it is the natural state of the Buddha. This enlightenment can bring peace, joy, and freedom, as well as an understanding of the true nature of reality. According to the Buddha, the true nature of reality is one of impermanence and emptiness. He taught that all things are impermanent, including our physical bodies, our thoughts and emotions, and the world around us. Buddha's teaching on the nature of reality has its roots in the principle of dependent origination. This principle states that everything is interconnected and arises in dependence on other things. In other words, nothing exists in isolation, everything is interconnected. For example, your thoughts, feelings, and actions are all influenced by the people around you, the environment you're in, and the experiences you've had. All of these factors are constantly changing, so nothing ever has a fixed nature or essence. And for that reason, the nature of reality is fundamentally empty. The Four Noble Truths are a practical guide to understanding this true nature of reality and freeing oneself from suffering. Recall that, according to the Buddha, reality is constantly changing, and all things that appear to be solid and unchanging are not. The Buddha taught that, in order to end suffering, we must detach ourselves from our attachments and delusions. By doing this, we are able to see the true nature of reality and break free of the cycle of suffering. To accomplish this, the Buddha outlined the Eightfold Path. The Eightfold Path is a path to detachment that was outlined by Siddhartha Gautama in his first sermon after achieving enlightenment. It consists of 8 steps: right understanding, right resolve, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right meditation. Let's go through each of these briefly. Right understanding is understanding the Four Noble Truths. Right resolve is taking actions that will lead to the ending of suffering. Right speech is speaking the truth. Right action is performing actions that are beneficial to others and ourselves. Right livelihood is working to support ourselves and others, and practicing generosity. Right effort is taking actions that are beneficial to our body and mind. Right mindfulness is being present in the moment and experiencing the present moment. And right meditation is practicing the meditation techniques that will bring us to a state of mindfulness.